And alright guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the David Hammond Visuals YouTube channel. This is the first video guys we're making in the new office, the new setup. Now excuse me, it's not completely perfect. I'm still tweaking a few things here. You can see we have the RGB lights in the background. I'll do a full office studio breakdown tour video later. But for now, let's just get on with this tutorial, okay guys? So this video, you read the title, and excuse me if you hear I'm coming down with a little bit of a cold. Moving definitely takes a toll on you. Anyways. In this video, we are speaking of how to get your first paying client, okay? Your photo video slash client. Now, I got inspired by this because when we were actually moving, we officially moved in like 2 or 3 days ago. And in that process, there were, we had some movers who helped us. And one of the guys, we ended up talking in the studio afterwards as he was placing the tables and things like that. He was saying like, yo, what are you gonna do with it? And I told him I'm a photographer and videographer. And he was like, oh, that's amazing. Maybe he's even watching this. He's like, I'm into, calisthenics. Into bar star, so he just like flips on bars and a whole bunch of body weight movement stuff, which is really cool. And he was explaining how he wanted a promotional video for a program he was doing and another video representing or showcasing his brand, okay? And it worked beautifully. So long story short, closed the deal a couple days ago, and now we are going to move on with the shooting in I believe about a week or two when his program is fully finalized. So that got me thinking for this video, how you guys can close and really attain your first paying client as a photographer and or videographer. So as always guys, we're going to break this video down into 3 main sections to help myself and you. So step number 1 guys, this is to first attract the client, okay? Now thankfully in 2020 guys, there are a ton of ways to meet clients, whether this is utilizing social media, whether this is meeting them in person like I did with the client there. We were just moving boxes. It really doesn't matter how you choose to meet this client or the medium or the form you do. There are 2 main things that I would recommend all of you guys as photographers and videographers utilize, and that is number 1, a business card, and number 2, a social media page, okay? The reason I say a social media page, which I think is obvious, is social media, essentially Instagram, is in essence a digital business card, okay? Now, that being said, does that just mean, well, David, because I've heard this, there's no point to have business cards. Social media, like you just said, is completely overthrowing that, and I disagree. I still do think a tangible business card is an amazing thing to have. The guy I met here, who was clearly my age, like he was definitely no older, he still asked for a business card himself. And business cards are those things that are definitely, they just come so in handy when you need them, especially if you're working with someone older and they just really need to see something tangible. To them, it just makes you look much more professional, much more established, and really it just makes you look like you're serious, okay? Me guys, personally, I get my business cards at Vistaprint, okay? I'm not affiliated or sponsored with them by any means. I actually have some here. You can make them completely yourself. They're nothing too crazy. This one's a little, I should be able to see that. There's going to be no light on that. Okay, maybe I'll put a B-roll clip of that, but essentially what it says is David Hammond, and I'm actually making new business cards because I made these around like 2 years ago. It's a little outdated. David Hammond, I have my YouTube, my Instagram, and my website. Extremely simple. You guys can have your email, really whatever it is, it doesn't matter, but just something tangible that they can hold, put in their pocket, and when they get back home, they're like, aha, that guy, I remember him. Boom. Done. And from that, usually they'll follow your Instagram, which is essentially, like I told you guys, another digital business card. So step number 2, guys, once you have now first attracted your client, this is now showcasing to your client, okay? Now, again, there are a myriad of ways you can do this, and essentially showcasing is just showing them your work. The amazing thing with Instagram and YouTube and social media is that for the most part, you don't really have to do any showcasing. They're going to see it all automatically. It's all on your pages and it's amazing. That's usually how it works. But if you meet someone you want to show them, by all means, have a few videos ready. I specifically always, this is a big reason why I have Instagram and why I've decided to post little B-roll clips to my Instagram, because in a second to a future client, which I've done multiple times, and there have been times where I haven't done this and I wished so bad I had that video I made for this client on there, but it wasn't. You pull out your Instagram, you show them a quick little 1-minute video you did for your buddy down the street, simple, cut, clean, okay? Showcasing your work, guys, again, once you have them through the door, maybe they have your business card, maybe they followed you on Instagram, they need to see your work, okay? And this is why at the beginning I said create a social media page or have some sort of social media platform. This is massive, like unfathomable. Instagram is what I recommend to all of you guys. Do you need YouTube? Do you need this, Vimeo, LinkedIn, all this? In my opinion, as of right now, 2020, I don't think it's completely necessary. If you have an Instagram and you really post on that and you really just showcase your work in the most professional way possible. I truly believe Instagram is the quintessential business card of the digital age. So that's what I'd recommend. Showcase your work. Again, whether this is you tangibly showing them or they doing it themselves, you need, excuse me guys, you need to have your workplaces, okay? I can't tell you how many times I see photographers or videographers, or even people who work closely with me who, you know, aspire to work with all these clients, yet they have nothing to showcase. They literally have no photos posted, they have no videos posted, and if you need to get photos and videos, I'll make a complete different video on how to do that, but just have work there. Keep your accounts off private. Like, this is all common sense, okay? If a client's gonna work with you, they need to see what they're getting their hands into. Otherwise, why would they even take that leap, right? It's like before you buy something on Amazon, you look at all the reviews and ratings. Well, you do that because you wanna see what you're getting yourself into. Does that make sense? And finally, guys, number 3, this is now. Once you have, number 1, you've attracted the client, whether in physical or non-physical form. 2, you've showcased your work, so they're liking it. They're like, okay, this guy knows what he's doing through Instagram or whatever it is. Number 3, this is to now price your work, okay? Maybe you guys didn't think I was gonna get to this or I was gonna ignore this. Of course not, it wouldn't be a paid gig if you don't price your work. Pricing your work comes at the very end, okay? So for the guy, his name is Sergio, okay? He's a really cool dude. Maybe I shouldn't have said his name, but I don't think he's gonna care. His name is Sergio, or John, or Chris, or whatever it is. With Sergio, what I did was at the very, very end of the discussion, okay? And again, I'm gonna make tons more videos on this with pricing or how to price or things like this. But you guys would almost laugh. Let's say the entire process of attaining that client was in a graph, okay? The price. Some people may think, you know, this is the beginning, this is the end. Some people may think the price is right here. Some people may think it's in the middle. I put the price at the very freaking end, the last 2%, and here's why. You as the photographer or videographer, you are the professional, okay? These people who are coming to you, even if they have some sort of idea of what content they want, they still don't know. They don't know what cameras to use, they don't know the lighting, the gear, they don't even know what they themselves necessarily want. You as the photographer, you as the videographer, you know best, and because of that, you literally and figuratively need to hold their hand and guide them through that process, this entire process, okay? To the very end, where once you've accumulated to understand fully of what they want, how you can best serve them, maybe what style of video, what style of photo, you know, how much, what locations, what are you looking for, how many models do you want? Do you want it, you know, for your brand? What's the objective? Is it to raise awareness? Is it to sell a product? Like, these are things you need to understand as the professional, and you're guiding them through this entire process. You're extracting all of the information, okay? The first, let's say there's, again, 20 messages, right? That's the entire timeline. The first 18 to 19 messages, there is no price involved at all. It is simply, how can I best serve you and what do you want, okay? At the very end, the last 5-10%, then accumulating all of the knowledge and understanding with what you now have, right? And this works beautifully for both of you. You then pitch or offer your price based on what you feel is affordable and accessible or fair based on what you now know of the 90%. Does that make sense? So the reason I say price at the end isn't because we're trying to hide something or because it's cool. It's because if I were to price any earlier, I would not be confident 100% in that price. I might undervalue myself. I may overvalue myself because I don't know enough yet, right? So again, I can't stress it enough. We as photographers and videographers, we are the professionals, and you really need to start treating yourself in that manner. You know, I just had a guy come over in our house, you know, set up Wi-Fi. He's the professional with Wi-Fi. I'm not gonna tell him where to put the router and why this TV goes here. I have no clue. I may think I have an idea as the client of like, oh, I want this here, 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 and that's fine. But he is the professional. He understands. He is going to do the best job possible. So it is in your hands as the professional to do the best job possible, to guide that client, to help them as much as you can, and to then deliver that price at the end. Whether they say yes or no, it really doesn't matter, okay? But at the end is what personally I recommend for really all clients, you know, now putting it all onto the table. So to finish it up here, guys, I cannot guarantee you that the client's going to say yes. And in fact, a good amount of times, especially in the beginning, they're probably going to say no. And that's just because you're testing out your prices. Maybe your product's not 100% there yet. You're still practicing yourself. Like, you're going to have a lot of people say no, and that's okay. I'll make more videos on how to deal with rejection or tricky clients and things like that in the future, that's okay, because I guarantee you people will say yes, 100%. And it begins to build and build and build and build. And even for myself, it begins to build. I'm nowhere near where I want to be with client work. I still have so much more room and work to go. But you need to understand that it's just like that quote, you know, you can't get to your 50th good video without first starting at your first. Right? Maybe the first couple are going to be tricky. Maybe they're going to be bad. Maybe they'll say no. But you can't get to that 50th or super high paying client without the steps prior. So please utilize these skills. Again, guys, this is to number one, attract the client, okay? Have your Instagram, have your business card ready. Number two, showcase your work. Have your Instagram or your work out there in any form you can. And then number three, price your work. Pricing your work to me is at the very end, once you have really disseminated or discussed exactly what that client wants, their vision, how you both can work and serve each other, okay? If you utilize these steps, I promise you, you will have a much higher success rate at attaining your photography or videography clients, and that I can promise you, okay? So I'm gonna finish there, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. First little composition here. We're still, experimenting, but I hope that helped. If it did, guys, please do give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe down below, and get ready for a ton more videos in 2020. I'm super stoked for this year. I'll finish it here, guys, with the one plug. If you guys did like this video, please do go download yourself the free photo video half-an-hour course, okay, guys? This is a half-an-hour course that I've created myself, which takes one section out of my 6 mega courses. The mega courses are an hour and a half long each, with the commercial course, documentary course, short film course, music video course, outdoor photography course, and outdoor videography course. If you guys were planning on purchasing a full course afterwards, the commercial course would definitely be the one I would recommend, as it's most closely associated with this. So that's that, completely free. Check it out. If you don't like it, no strings attached, and I will talk to you guys when I see you next. Thank you guys so much as always. With that, much love. Peace.